All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 5 of the devlog, and I got some pretty huge upgrades. Well, I mean, they're huge upgrades to me because I spend all day, looking at the same stuff in game. And while the map's pretty big, you can only, spend so much time looking at the same thing before it becomes kind of tedious. So, while it has been in essentially prototype form, I wanted to make a few upgrades to something that is actually going to be in the game. It's going to be not completely finalized. There will be some small tweaks, but a couple small things I did first before I mention the two bigger things is I've just been adding in small like light poles, small things like that, just to kind of fill up the city. There's still a lot to do with that, but just random light poles, telephone poles, stuff that can kind of make it look a little bit better when you're driving around. A small gas station, which will probably change, but just kind of filling up the scene a little bit more. But the first major upgrade I've made so far was, you could probably already tell, is I added in a more realistic pavement. So I'll add a pop-up, if you don't remember what it looked like before, just the gray prototype. So this looks a lot better. I still have to fill in, some small lines. I didn't put some sections in perfectly. I wasn't using the grid map correctly for like the first fourth of it, but the majority of these spots are pretty perfect, no overlapping, and it just looks way better if you're driving through the scene or even if you're running. I literally spent probably 4 to 5 hours just filling out the entire map. So I don't think there's but just a couple small sections where I have to make like some triangle pieces to fill the pavement where there's just like a few odd spots. Like right here, I can fix that really quick. But I spent a lot of time um, paving it out, but I do have a few tools that helped it go a little bit quicker. I have smart tools, which I got in a bundle the other day. Not associated with them, but it's a good tool for doing stuff like that. It just helps like duplicate items and snap to the X, Y, and Z axis points if that's what you're looking to do. Um, but anyways, that's the first kind of major upgrade. I don't know if some people would consider it major. I'd consider it major just because it kind of took the game to, like, oh, okay, this looks more legit. Making process. I just had that prototype color, which was starting to really annoy me because, yeah, it looks good from afar. It looks like, the road, but it's just a gray blob essentially covering the entire map. So excited to get that done. And like I said, I've been adding in all these small little telephone poles. I've been adding in, just flowers and random things. It's going to take so long to fill up the map completely. If you think about games like GTA where it's really open world, they always have something in the scene, something small, a telephone pole, like the NPCs are really going to fill up the map, but of course they're not in the game yet because I'm not at that point. But the fences, the street lights, just all these small little things. I added in these trees in between the frat houses. But that's going to take me, a long time, but we're getting there. So I'm actually starting to, oh, and I'm also starting to fill out the Forbidden Forest section of the game. I really want this area to be a little more crowded. Like when you come in here at night, I want it to be, I don't want you to be able to see the lights of the school, or if you do, they should be very dim. So I want to fill out this completely. So I've added in a bunch of little things to just fill up the scene. That way, when you're coming in here at night to fight or whatever's going on in the Forbidden Forest, it'll look a little bit more spooky, if you will. Fix this, put it more into the ground. I don't know what happened there. I was obviously not paying attention. But that's it for the first major change and the first small change. I've been doing a few live streams. I added in some new buildings. Just, these are probably more prototype buildings, but some of these might stay like these. Just, some kind of back of the school stuff. This one looks cool because it's got kind of a blurred exterior to where it looks like there's something going on. Added in some crates, just some small stuff. I don't know how much I should be revealing, honestly, but for as far as the map design, I don't really care about saying too much. When it comes to the lore and stuff like that, I'll probably keep it kind of a secret, but I'll let you guys know as time goes on. But the final major change, this one is going to look really good. And I think some of you, if you've seen the live streams, know what this one is, but it's the water. So give it a second to load. And if you've seen any of the previous videos, this is a massive upgrade. The color of the water will change, the wave textures. I don't know how much this is almost like too oceany, if you will. But either way, it's a huge upgrade just having, you know, actual water hit the walls with waves. And then of course we're going to have the islands off campus, the hidden islands and stuff, and that's going to be a huge upgrade. We'll have some type of thing where you can, travel around I wouldn't even call it an island. I don't want to call it an island. At least the main map. These, of course, are islands, but you'll be able to do a little bit of travel in boats. We're gonna have like a bigger, like actual island out here somewhere. Um, we're gonna have like parties, because it's a school town. It's gonna be actually I can't reveal too much about that, but it's gonna be a little party city off of away from campus. So I have a lot of stuff going on out here in the water, and it looks so much better with the actual water opposed to just that blue material I had before as the prototype. I have one of my prototype guards somehow escaped the complex, but that helps me measure everything. I think I'm going to make these walls a little bit shorter so when you're driving around you can kind of see outside the walls. That way you can kind of appreciate the water, but maybe I'll just make some of them shorter. Maybe I'll do like every other one. That way it can look kind of cool because I don't know if I really need 10-foot walls surrounding the entire property. But yeah, that's it. So we got the pavement. I got a few spots like this where I'll have to fix because it's overlapping. And overlapping is very bad. I've started to notice because if it overlaps at all, like that's why I had to take a lot of time to do it all, piece by piece, because if it overlaps at all, it looks like it's blurred. I'm sure there's some tool to fix that, but for now I'm just doing it by hand. And I don't know, it's kind of fun. I don't mind doing it. Granted, I didn't like doing the entire map. That took a long time, but I'm not going to make this video too long. Go join the Discord if you haven't already. Like and subscribe to the channel. And then, like I said in the last video, I've started the process of the Steam page. I just have to get a bunch of screenshots and then uh, have Steam approve the page. It's a long process, but it's not one that needs to be rushed, especially since, the game, it's going to take years to make. So everything is going good, just fixing small little things. And honestly, I know I've said this in the last couple of videos that I'm, almost done with the map, but I mean, what more can I really add unless I expand the map? I have almost every area complete. I'm even starting to get all of the small little things, complete, like the lights. And since it's still in prototype phase, I think that's about good. So I'm going to start writing the stories, start writing the characters. I already have a little bit done. I'm not going to reveal any of that. And if I do, it's going to be very small things. I'll reveal the main character, the clicks. I have a good video planned for revealing each click. I think I'm going to make a separate video for each one. So those are the videos I'm really looking forward to making. And then I still have to make like a couple of these look a little bit different. This is going to be an ice rink, one of these. And then I have a couple other small things, just adding in, I want stuff that you can do in the game all over. Like, I don't want it to just be buildings with no purpose. Of course, we'll have background buildings like these, but I still want to have a bunch of stuff that you can go into, like houses you can go into, activities you can do. That's why I've added so many sports things. So you'll be able to do all this. You'll be able to, run on the football field. Maybe not play a full game of football, but maybe you will be able to. The baseball field. You're going to be able to hit the baseball, like do things that you should be able to do in all of these games that they typically don't add. So don't want to reveal too much, but I also want to, get the people excited for the game. It's going to be a really fun game. It's just solo dev is a very long process. So, um thanks for watching so far, but I'll see you guys in the next video.